Okay, so I'm a very happy boy. My spot is available, and I believe there's only one person on this lake, which is a bloody rarity. So hopefully, with the weather conditions, we should, hopefully, I'm crossing everything for a sleepless night. Now, my best session so far is 3. Now, I just want to get the gear and get over there, but obviously fish spot, but I'm super confident. Look at this. Perfect. You could ask for perfect carp fishing conditions. It's this lovely warmth that we've had, but now this southwesterly blowing in. I'm always excited when I come here. Look at my face, I'm like a crazy guy. But even more excited to know that the weather's like this and there's only one person on here. It could all change very quickly. People do turn up late like me, but nonetheless, if that stays that way, I've got no one on my bank, no one on the far bank, I get a lovely bed of boilies out there. I've got a feeling it's not going to be too long till we get the first one in the net. I'm going to stop jolting the camera around, get that barra loaded up and get my arse over there. So I'll come back to you when we're ready to set up. Here we go then. So by the time I got over there, you can see that cloud in the distance. That's that lovely cloud, unsettled weather had pushed off. So I was a bit like, oh, but at least it has been like that, and it had been like that for most of the day. So it's always a good thing, and a fair wind pushing now. So always like a bit more of a wind on this one. You want to see like, you know, wavelets really, because that really pushed the fish around and get them going on here. As a lot of open waters, I'm sure it does, help. So what are we doing? 3 on the spot again. Let's talk about tactics. If you're a regular to my videos, you've seen this already, but here we go. So we've got the boilies here. Brown boilies work really well in here. So I'm just coating them with a little bit of amino smoke. I soak my boilies anyway in a nice amino liquid when I get my bulk orders in, separate them up to sort of half a kilo bags, and give them a good soak. Just find it just a little bit more confidence. Whether it does make an impact, who knows, but I think the majority of things with carp fishing especially is the confidence factor, isn't it? You want to be confident you're on your spot. Talking about spot, although I know where it is really, I find my spot each time with the marker, because if you've been following along, you might have noticed that the water has dropped, and it continues to do so with not a lot of rain. Them fish are getting squeezed more and more, but you want to make sure on this venue that you're not on the slope, that you're on a nice standing, not the nice firm top of the shelf before it drops off to the sort of 20-foot plus. So, and the weed, week in, week out, I've noticed the weed growth has just been phenomenal. There's more nutrients in the water than ever before here because more and more anglers are fishing it. The history behind this is the actual stock pond for the main lake, and it wasn't really fished for many years. So if you've been following along, you've probably noticed the carp are in real good condition, and that just shows that they haven't been, that has helped that they haven't been fished for before. So 3 on the spot, the usual sort of 3/4 of a kilo bait over the top is what I usually do on these short overnight sessions. And then I match the hook baits. But let's talk about the rig looks. So a favourite of mine at the moment for bottom baits, which is the Darren Peck's version of the stiff multi-combi rig. You've got the boom section, and then you've got the 4cm braided loop section. Just makes life a lot easier where it comes to changing the hook. Now, there's not many nuisance fish in here. There's a few roach, but no bream and tench. And don't get me wrong, on my multi-species channel, Fish More Fish Mission, you'll see me catching multi-species. But for this channel particularly, I just love going to a venue where I'm not going to be woken up by bream, and just get frustrated, because although at times, I love catching them on the feeder, for this channel and where I am at the moment, actually mentally fishing wise, I only want to be woken up by carp. So 3 on the spot. It's around 8 wraps out here. Like I say, on the multi-combi rig, matching the baits, so boilie as well, no difference. I have had one take on a salty squid wafter here, but I think, yeah, since the advice from Max Bradbury, DNA Baits, chap who I met down here, who put me in the right direction. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And I've been doing so well, I might switch it up on the next session, because I have bought myself some dumbbell wafter baits of the same flavour that I'm using, and I might just put that maybe on the middle rod. So follow along and let's see whether that gets a quicker bite than the remainder. So, but yeah, 3 on the spot, boilie only approach. Them boilies have been soaked in amino acid and have been coated with amino smoke. So all 3 the same rigs, 3 ounce leads on the clip system, and real confident over that weed on that hard standing. And like I said at the start of the video, I was so confident that we'd get an early fish. When you get that feeling, you get that burning feeling, you're going to have an early fish. Well, I couldn't believe, literally 14 minutes into this part of the video, that this went and actually happened. Now this is a special fish. Oh my god, I can't believe I got it. Whilst this incredibly special fish is resting in the retainer down there while I get my arse in order, I know what you're all thinking. I made a right meal of that, didn't I? But if you haven't watched the videos before, you'll know there's some thick weed, and you know, it just kept diving in there. And you've got to remember, these fish, some of these fish haven't seen a hook yet. And I don't know of any member that's actually had this. Yeah, I was absolutely over the moon. So, without further ado, I'll shut up and let the camera roll. That's a chunk as well. A right chunk. Someone told me there's one of these in here. I can't believe I've already gone and caught it. It's certainly going to be a new PB for me of this particular strain of carp. I doubt it'll be my PB, you know, overall the 34.5, but let's give her away before I do a bit of a reveal for you. Let's give her away first. $29.12. So this is my new PB, both out of this lake, and of this strain of fish. So this strain of carp. So do you want to have a look? I bet you do. Let's have a look. I thought when I was playing it, this feels like one of these because they just fight slightly different. That's a wide old fish. Look at that. Oh man, that's tricky to hold. Look at that fish. Look at the width. Man, amazing. What a chunk. And what a ridiculous fight as well. 29.12. What a beast. What an absolute beast. What an incredible fish. It's just about ready to go. What an incredible fight. Absolutely insane. I knew the weather was bang on. Fish were jumping in the next swim. Knew it wouldn't be too long till they started coming over. That. Just want to see its back. Look at that. I'd have thought it would have went a bit more than 29, but I suppose it's quite a short fish. Look at that. Any of you guys that don't like a ghosty, each to their own, but I don't see how you can't. That is just, look at that. How does it only go 29? I don't know, but Obviously pushing 30, only a few ounces off, but man, what a fish. Well, I went into the evening feeling very confident, as you can imagine, and it's 9:30 at night, and obviously you have to edit these videos a while later and put it together, and just watching that again has just brought it all back. That was the most epic fight possibly I've ever even had. Now, ghosties do fight a bit different, don't they? They're dogged. It's a typical ghostie, come in, run out again, come in, run out again, and diving for that weed. I mean, it just brings it all back. But so grateful to have what is one known ghostie in there. And like I said, I don't know if anyone's had it. I'm sure they have at some point, but yeah, felt very grateful. I'm very confident going into the night ahead. But you know what? Barely any shows. I barely heard any shows throughout the night. A very quiet night, and you can probably just make out that the wind did drop quite a bit as well. And the only shows I could hear was to the right of the screen, so the other end of the lake, where they're typically not found. So I felt that I would have to wait until the next day for any action. At least this time I got a decent sleep.
It's time for the comment competition, and in this video there's only one question that made sense to me. As soon as I was sitting here thinking about what question I'm going to ask, I thought, well, it's got to be. So this will, the people who get this, well, you can either Google it, obviously, ChatGPT. The world we live in today, we're all experts at everything, which is good. But the question is, on the Diddley Squat Farm episode, what did Jeremy Clarkson reportedly say about ghost carp? Now, if you've watched this episode, basically he goes into a story about buying his dad some ghost carp for the koi pond. And when I watched this, I was like, the stuff they put on TV, it's obviously comedy. Hopefully he doesn't actually think that, you know, that actually happened, if that was real. But so yeah, what did it reportedly do? Did it A, interbreed with all the koi to make them all the fry, all ghost carp? B, eat them? Or C, grabbed everyone together, chucked the best glad rags on, and waddled their way down to the Brewer's Arms? Put your comment in. The first person to answer that correctly means that your name will go into the tombola, and after 10 sessions I'll be giving away some free fishing vouchers. All you got to be prepared to do is put your email address in, so I can send you an e-voucher, and it can be of your choice as long as where you want it to be does e-vouchers, i.e. Angling Direct, a bait company, whatever. I want to tailor it to help you in your next fishing session. So good luck, guys.
And as we look up at this murder of crows, yeah, that's what a flock of crows is called, apparently. Funny old name, that. Anyway, as we look up, there was a few hours left. Were we going to see another fish? Well, let's find out.
Okay guys, so finally got one today. Just lost a good fish. I know everyone says that. This one came along not shortly after on the middle rod. 21 pound. Right little cracker this. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's look at that. Certainly a session of who ate all the pies, because this one's a chunky one as well. Really pretty fish that. Really chuffed with that. Show you the other side. The other side's just as pretty as that one. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Thank you so much. Imagine this one in a few years. I hope I'm still on this water to find out. But plenty more sessions coming up from here, France, and a few day ticket venues I'm sure as well. But for now, thanks for watching, and tight lines on your next session.